Hi folks, James here. I want to do a quick rundown of the markets for you this morning on Wednesday, the 25th of June. Let's have a quick look at what's going on. So on currencies, we're still long on the euro, long on the pound, and long on the Aussie. We're also short the euro yen, that's hedged, and we're also short the pound yen. And I covered quite a lot of these in the live stream yesterday, and I will cover them again today, later on in the live stream. So keep an eye on those two. I'll decide what to do with those. Probably hedge them. But we're long on the euro and the pound. Those are going fantastically. I have taken profit here on the pound, but I'll look to add some more back on near the 20-period moving average. We're still long on the euro, and we're still long on the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar dipped down to the trend line. We didn't manage to add our new position there, but we're still long from the green arrow. There's not a lot of early news out of Europe and other countries early in the day today. And a little bit later on in the US session, we've got mortgage applications. That'll be interesting, actually. Building permits and so on. And then new home sales. We also get to hear from Fed Chair Powell a little bit later on. And then, of course, the EIA crude reports. And there's not much else apart from that. So it might be a fairly quiet day after all the excitement over the last weekend. And going across the stocks, we're still hedged on the NASDAQ and the S&P. And we're approaching the all-time highs eventually. Once we break above those levels, that double top all-time high, I'll consider unhedging this, maybe going long. I have a new target for the NASDAQ, and that's up here at the top Bollinger Band and the channel center line, and that's around 22,800 to 23,000. And actually, the next target is the top of the channel. I have to move that along a bit. Let's shrink this down and see how this channel looks. So as you can see, it's a very long-term channel. The only time we've been out of it since 2022 is on that Liberation Day dip. Massive dip down, Zweig thrust, and yet I remain bearish until we complete a breakup above this all-time double top high, and we close above there and start moving higher. Same on the S&P, we've also reached that double top high level, not quite getting there just yet, but approaching it. Slightly lagging behind the NASDAQ, and if I just pull this down a bit, you can see my target potentially for the S&P is that green blob up there at around about 6,500. It's also the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, and that's a sensible sort of target. We were long on the German 30, we've taken profits now. I put this up on X yesterday. This is a classic trade. Very, very interesting. We sold at the top of the channel here. The price broke down through the 20-period moving average, the green line, down to the 50-period moving average, the red line, where we exited the short trade, took profit on that short and went long. And I hedged the short trade right back up the 20-period moving average. We're now fully hedged on this trade. I haven't taken profit yet, but I've got 730 points locked in. We are now moving down, and I can consider whether to add more on dips or to unhedge and take the profit. We'll decide a bit later on today when the market opens. We're also long on MSTR, Tesla, ARK, K, and NVIDIA, and all of those are going fantastically, except for Tesla maybe just pulled back a little bit yesterday. And MSTR did the same yesterday, actually just dropping down late in the day. But you can see in pre-market, we're right back up at those highs from yesterday. So all of those trades looking great. We've got 730 points of profit locked in on the German 30 short, and we're also long and in profit on MSTR, Tesla, ARK, K, and NVIDIA, and we missed the Coinbase trade. So quickly going across to cryptos and metals, we're still long on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP. I covered these in some detail in the live stream yesterday, and we're still short on gold, having taken some profit at the trend line, the Fibonacci level, and this market structure break. I've now got the chance to add some more shorts on here, looking for this move down to break down below this trend line and move down towards about $3,000. At the same time that I'm short on gold, which is in an uptrend, so it's risky, I'm also long on silver, and silver is holding up pretty well. We've been trading this simultaneously, silver long, gold short, for the best part of the last month or month and a half, I suppose. And we've been profitable on all occasions, being long on one metal and short in the other, which is a bit strange, but it's worked out. We're also long on copper. I like the way this looks, big bull flag. And once again, I discussed this in some detail in the live stream. If you're able to make it to today's live stream a little bit later on, I'll talk more about copper, metals, and crypto as well. Okay, on energies, we've taken profit on URA longs from 22 up here at about 38. We're still long on UEC. Once again, I've covered all of this in some detail in the live streams, and I will do later on today again. Natural gas, we've moved away from the continuous ETF now at Pepperstone into the futures contracts at Black Bull. We went long at the 100-period moving average, looking for the bounce after that one up, one down candle reversal pattern, but we immediately hedged that when it started moving down. So we have no net position on NatGas right now. We're fully hedged. So in that sense, no skin in the game. But I do have a position on, one long, one short, almost on top of each other. And I'm now able to adjust and work with that hedged position, which I prefer to do rather than entering a fresh trade position. We've taken some profit on WTI shorts. And as you know, we got in right at the top, 2 tranches, a decent sized position, actually, one slightly larger, so fair size on this one. And we've taken some profit down here at the market structure break, my original blob, the 50-day moving average, and very close to this order block and market structure break. I expect we'll get a bit of a bounce here. It's incredibly oversold on the short term, maybe a bounce back up to about 67, and at best, maybe 70 to about 71. And we'll look to add some more shorts back on there. I'm holding the balance of these shorts that I've got on for a move down to about 55, the bottom of this level here, where we took those longs at the double bottom, and then eventually a breakdown below there to lower levels down to about 50 and potentially below 50. On this page, we're still long the dollar South African rand. We're still long on TLT. That's actually ticked up really nicely, and I've got the feeling that we might be at the beginning of a short squeeze here. So I might just hold on to these long trades eventually and not get out of them at break even. We're pretty close to break even right now. But I think we could potentially get a break up through this trend line, and it looks like a sort of, well, it's a descending triangle pattern, but the bottom part of the triangle is rising slightly. So if anything, it could be a falling wedge. So I'm probably going to hold on to these long trades. We're at about break even right now, and see if we can get up through the 200 period moving average, this purple line, and then the trend line above there, and break and close above there. We should be able to get a decent short squeeze out of it. Of course, we've got to see the 10-year yield continue to move down in order for that to happen, and it is moving down as we speak. So that's all looking okay, and we'll see how we go. And then on softs and grains, once again, I covered this in the live stream, and I will do again today. But just a quick rundown on our positions. We're long on sugar, short on cocoa, short on coffee, long on corn. That's broken down. We're going to have to look at that today. Long on cotton, nothing on orange juice. Long on wheat, great place to buy wheat right now. 50% pullback and retracement down into the structural break zone. And this is a long-term breakout of a big falling wedge pattern. I'm looking for a short squeeze up to about 750, maybe 800. And we've got nothing currently on soybeans, and that's all on softs and grains. Folks, have a great trading day. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And keep an eye on your inbox for the live stream later on today. If it's not later on today, it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. Take care. Speak to you soon.
She's trading meme coins at 3:30. I'm scalping breakouts off BTC. She's got hype, I got my edge. Trend line bouncing off my fib retrench. Wick to the downside, baby, I'm there. Snipe that entry like a Boston flared hair. No guessing, no stressing, I trade with poise. Volume building like disco noise. Yo, you that trader, Wick Hunter, baby.